Welcome back, everybody. Today, we're diving into the world of software testing, but with a really interesting twist.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to explore how AI,
Okay.
specifically this generative AI,
Mhm.
is totally changing how we think about making sure software works like it's supposed to.
Right. Yeah.
Think about all that time spent
Yeah.
making sure it's all good.
All the
The
testing.
testing, all the repetitive cycles.
Absolutely.
And, the potential for things to,
Go wrong.
yeah, fall through the cracks.
Yeah, it's critical to software development, but traditionally it's been a little bit of a
Bottleneck.
bottleneck. Yeah.
Exactly.
Pain point for sure.
And it's all about making sure that the software functions how it's intended
Yeah.
to meet those quality standards before it goes out to the public, right?
It is. And, the methods we've relied on,
Yeah.
they have their limitations.
Especially the manual testing.
Oh, absolutely.
So much potential for
Human error.
human error.
Exactly.
Exactly. So that's where our deep dive today comes in.
Okay.
We're going to unpack an article.
All right.
It's called How Does Generative AI Contribute During the Testing Phase of the Software Development Lifecycle, SDLC.
Catchy title.
Yeah,
Okay.
so we're going to uncover how this tech is making things better, streamlining things and revolutionizing the way we build and release software.
All right, so this type of AI,
Yeah.
it's built on deep learning and neural networks.
Okay.
Essentially, you're teaching a system using tons of data,
Mm-hmm.
code, bugs, successful software, enabling it to learn and make predictions.
Wow.
And the cool part is how it applies what it's learned to testing.
That's what I was thinking. It's like it almost sounds like magic,
Kind of is.
but it's real.
Yeah, it's really happening.
Yeah, this is happening right now.
Right now.
So let's start with something that I think is really cool.
Okay.
Automated test case generation.
All right.
So think about developing something like a banking app with, all kinds of features, transfers, balance checks,
Mm-hmm. Transaction history.
transaction history, all that.
You've got it.
So traditionally, you'd have people, testers,
Right.
creating all these scenarios or test cases
Yeah.
for every single little feature,
Every little thing.
trying to cover every way a user might interact with it,
Trying to think like the user.
which is,
A lot.
it's a lot and prone to error.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's where generative AI comes in, right?
Stir shines, yeah.
It's like this tireless assistant that
Yeah.
can analyze the code, identify those user pathways, and
generate those test cases automatically.
automatically.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
So it speeds things up
Yes.
and it makes sure we're testing everything.
Comprehensive testing.
Yeah, and catching those edge cases, those weird things that we might miss.
The humans miss.
Yeah, exactly.
It's all about efficiency
The efficiency.
and making sure that that coverage is really solid.
That's the key.
So now let's move into another area where generative AI is making a splash, and this is predictive defect analysis.
Ooh, that sounds
It sounds kind of like
futuristic, predicting the future.
it does,
A little bit, right?
in a way.
Yeah.
It is.
So every time we find a bug,
Yeah.
it leaves a little trace, a little data footprint.
Mm.
And generative AI can analyze that data, find patterns,
Wow.
and then predict where we might see similar bugs pop up in new code.
So we're like looking back
Yeah.
to see the future.
Using the past to see the future, yeah.
That's pretty amazing.
It is. It's like having a crystal ball
It is.
that helps us get ahead of those problems.
So instead of reacting to bugs,
Right.
we can be proactive.
Exactly. Be proactive, address them before they cause problems.
That's got to be a game changer for the whole release timeline.
Huge for quality, for timelines, yeah.
So there's a case study in this article about an e-commerce platform
Okay.
that used this approach.
Mm-hmm.
And they used generative AI to analyze their past releases and predict potential bugs in their new features,
So they were basically
learning from their mistakes
learning from their mistakes.
and using AI to avoid making them again.
Exactly.
That's so smart.
It's a smart approach. It lets them focus on the most important areas,
The risky areas.
the risky areas. Yeah, and that leads to faster releases and happier users.
Absolutely. So now let's move on to another capability of generative AI.
Okay.
Anomaly detection.
Ooh, anomaly detection.
Sounds like.
A spy thriller.
Yeah.
It does, a little bit.
So anomaly detection is all about finding those patterns that are out of the ordinary.
That's right, yeah.
And that could mean potential defects, vulnerabilities, or even security risks in the code.
Yeah, it's like having this AI detective constantly looking over the code, making sure nothing suspicious slipped through.
Like a watchdog.
Like a watchdog, yeah.
It's amazing.
So think about a cybersecurity application, for example.
Okay.
Generative AI can watch how the code behaves
Mm,
and flag anything unusual. That might be a security vulnerability.
that's huge.
Yeah, especially now.
With all the threats.
When threats are everywhere.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That adds like another layer of protection.
It does.
Especially for sensitive data.
Yeah, peace of mind.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about generating realistic test data.
Ah, yes, the data.
Yeah.
That's the good one.
It's crucial, right?
Mhm. Absolutely.
Creating data that really mimics the real world.
Yeah, especially when you need huge amounts of data to really stress test things or see how it performs.
And you wouldn't want to test a healthcare app
No,
with made-up patient data.
absolutely not. It's got to be realistic.
It has to reflect the real world.
Yeah,
But that brings up privacy concerns.
that's right.
So how do we...
How do we get that realistic data without
Right.
compromising privacy?
Exactly
Well,
what...
AI comes to the rescue.
Wow.
It can generate synthetic data.
Yeah, okay.
So data that looks and acts like the real deal,
Mm.
but without using actual personal information.
So we're creating this, like,
A safe space.
safe space.
Yeah.
A sandbox.
Where we can test things without putting anyone at risk.
Exactly.
That's incredible.
It really is.
So it's about testing to the max without crossing those ethical lines.
Yeah, pushing the boundaries responsibly.
I like that.
And speaking of real-world scenarios,
Yes.
this article has some amazing case studies.
Let's hear about them.
Okay.
So what are some examples of how generative AI is being used?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
what kind of impact is it having?
Yeah.
Well, one of them focuses on those self-driving cars,
Oh, yeah.
where software testing is absolutely critical.
Mhm.
These are systems that have to navigate like all kinds of crazy situations,
Yeah.
make decisions in a split second, and be super reliable.
Like way more than traditional software.
Way more.
Yeah. And when we talk about self-driving cars, the stakes are really high.
Oh, yeah.
There's no room for mistakes.
Nope.
So how did they use AI for this?
Well, one of the biggest challenges with testing self-driving car software...
Is all the different scenarios.
Oh, I bet.
So you got to think about everything.
Yeah.
Weather, roads, traffic, people walking around, and then all the crazy, unexpected stuff that can happen.
Yeah, like a million things.
It's impossible to test for everything the old way.
Right, like too many possibilities.
Way too many.
Yeah.
That's where generative AI comes in.
Okay.
They used AI to create simulations of a bunch of different driving situations.
Oh, cool.
So they could test the software in a virtual world first.
Before it hits the real road.
Yeah, they could simulate like heavy rain fog, sudden lane changes, obstacles, you name it.
In a safe space.
Yeah, a controlled environment.
Like a virtual proving ground.
Exactly.
And what happened?
It worked.
Really?
They found safety issues, made their algorithms better,
Okay.
and the system got way more reliable.
Wow. So AI isn't just about doing things faster.
No.
It's about making testing better.
That's right.
And safer.
Exactly.
So the systems we use are more reliable.
That's the goal.
Okay, so what's the other case study about?
This one's about something we can all relate to.
Okay.
Online shopping.
I like shopping.
Especially those crazy days like Black Friday
Yeah.
or Cyber Monday.
You see all those headlines about websites crashing
Oh, yeah.
with all the shoppers online?
It's like the worst thing that could happen.
For the company?
Nightmare.
Yeah, it's not just losing money.
Right.
It's losing people's trust.
It hurts your reputation.
Yeah. So how did they use AI to stop that from happening?
So they used AI to basically simulate that huge traffic.
Okay.
Like thousands of people browsing,
Getting stuff to their cars.
checking out,
Yeah.
putting a ton of stress on the website.
One little problem.
And the whole thing could go down.
Exactly.
So by using AI to do these simulations,
Yeah.
they could find those weak spots and fix them beforehand.
Oh, that's smart.
Right. Stress test the website in a virtual world.
Like a test run.
Exactly. It
Yeah.
totally worked.
No crashes.
They handled all that traffic, no problem.
Wow.
A smooth experience for everyone.
That's impressive.
AI is more than just theory.
Yeah. It's making a real difference.
Real results.
And as AI gets better,
Oh, yeah.
I bet we'll see even more cool uses for it.
Definitely not just in software testing either.
So we've seen the problems with traditional testing.
Right.
We've seen all this cool stuff generative AI can do,
Mm-hmm.
and some great real-world examples.
It's a powerful tool.
What about the future, though?
The future.
What's coming next for generative AI in testing?
Well, one area I'm really excited about is real-time feedback.
Real time?
Imagine AI analyzing your code as you're writing it,
Whoa.
giving you instant feedback,
Like before you even finish.
flagging issues right there.
Yeah, it would be amazing.
Like having an AI buddy
A coding buddy
looking over your shoulder, giving suggestions.
that could really speed things up,
Oh, yeah.
catch problems early.
Cleaner code, fewer bugs.
That's a game changer.
Well, what else? What else is coming? Well, security testing is another big one.
Okay.
Cyber attacks are getting more and more advanced.
Yeah, they are.
We need to be smarter about finding those weaknesses.
Right. It's like a constant battle
It is an arms race.
to stay ahead of the bad guys.
And AI can be a powerful weapon.
How so?
It can analyze code for security holes,
Okay.
find patterns that might mean something bad is going on.
So it's like having an AI security guard.
Exactly. Always watching, protecting.
That's reassuring.
And as these AI models get smarter,
Yeah.
they'll help us stay ahead of the curve.
Okay, so real-time feedback,
Mm-hmm.
better security.
Yeah.
Anything else you're excited about?
One thing I'm really interested in is how humans and AI are going to work together.
Oh, yeah, collaboration.
Exactly. It's not about replacing human testers.
Right,
It's about giving them better tools.
to do their jobs better.
Right. We need to combine the strengths of both.
So AI takes care of the routine stuff.
Yeah, the repetitive tasks.
And humans can focus on
the big picture.
the strategy.
The creative stuff.
That makes sense.
It's about working together.
A partnership.
Exactly. To build the best software possible.
So the future of testing
Yeah.
is all about this collaboration
Human ingenuity.
combined with
Artificial intelligence.
pretty powerful combination.
Pushing the boundaries.
Okay, so we've covered a lot in this deep dive.
We have a lot of ground.
Traditional testing,
Yeah.
all the potential of generative AI,
It's been a journey.
a fascinating one.
And things are changing so fast.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Exciting time to be in software development.
Before we wrap things up,
Okay.
I want to leave our listeners with something to think about.
All right.
As AI keeps getting better,
Mm-hmm.
how do you see the role of human testers changing?
That's the big question.
Will it be a true partnership,
Mm-hmm.
or will AI take over completely?
That's what everyone's talking about.
Yeah,
And honestly, there's no easy answer. I
Right.
think it'll be a mix of both.
collaboration and automation.
Yeah. Working together and letting AI handle some things.
Makes sense.
But one thing's for sure,
What's that?
AI is here to stay.
It is.
We gotta adapt and learn how to use it.
So the future of software testing,
It's still being written.
and AI is a big part of that story.
A big part.
Well, that brings us to the end of part 2.
Part 2 down.
Welcome back to our deep dive into generative AI and how it's changing software testing.
We've seen all the cool things it can do.
Real-world examples.
And we've even talked about what the future might hold.
So as we wrap things up, I want to step back and look at the big picture.
Okay.
What does all this mean for the whole software industry?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Well, it's a real shift in how we develop software.
Okay.
One of the biggest things is it could make the whole process way more efficient.
More efficient?
Yeah, by automating all those time-consuming tasks.
That humans used to do.
Exactly. It frees up people to focus on the more creative stuff.
The strategic thinking.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not about replacing human testers.
All right. It's about empowering them.
Giving them better tools to work smarter.
And focus on those uniquely human skills,
Absolutely. So that means faster development cycles.
which is huge in today's world.
Oh, yeah. Companies can get their products out there quicker.
So speed and agility are key.
Essential.
Another thing that's really important is quality and reliability
Right. AI can help us find those hidden bugs.
that we might miss.
Leading to better software.
That means happier customers,
Fewer complaints.
stronger brands.
So a win-win.
And as these AI models learn and get better,
You're constantly learning.
they'll become even more accurate,
Finding more defects.
building trust in the software we use every day.
Exactly.
So it's really about raising the bar for the whole software development process.
That's the goal.
And of course, with all these changes, the role of the software tester is evolving.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
As AI takes over the routine tasks,
The repetitive stuff.
testers need to adapt.
They got to learn new skills to stay relevant.
So it's a call to action
To embrace continuous learning.
and stay ahead of the curve.
Exactly. The future of software testing.
Yeah.
It demands more than just manual testing.
Right. Testers need to be more tech savvy,
Data,
comfortable working with AI,
a whole new world.
a transformation in the profession,
And the ones who embrace it,
who are willing to learn
they'll be the ones who thrive.
It looks like we've reached the end of our deep dive.
We've covered a lot of ground.
From the challenges of traditional testing
To the amazing potential of generative AI.
and I hope our listeners now have a better understanding of how this technology is changing everything.
It's a game changer.
And as we conclude,
Yeah.
I want to leave everyone with this thought.
Okay.
The world of technology is always changing.
It never stops.
It's up to us to embrace those changes
Learn and grow.
and use them to build a better future.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
The future of software testing is full of possibilities.
So many exciting things to come.
And it's amazing to see all the innovation happening.
It's inspiring.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
It's been a pleasure.